Well, thank you. It's great to be with you here today, and it's wonderful to be able to be a part of this TEDxSFA event. Like Teresa said, I'm a professor in the Perkins College of Education here at SFA. I'm also an ethnographer, and I'm keenly interested in questions about how people use and assign meaning to computer technology. These questions often bring me to things like what are the purposes for computers, and also when people use computers, how is it that they're constructing meaning for those computers? Responses that I get to these questions usually involve what the computer is for. Some people would say, well, it's for word processing, and others might say, no, actually it's for social media. And then somebody might say, well, no, it's for downloading music and movies, all legally, of course. And whereas others might say the computer is more for watching videos, like these great videos on TED.com. What this shows us is that the computer is a multifaceted tool and has several different meanings. These questions have taken me to places around the globe. And I'm particularly interested in how elementary school students and teachers construct meaning around computer technology. So like Teresa mentioned, I've been able to research in elementary schools in England, in Cuba, in India, South Korea, and now here in East Texas. And part of this research allows me to understand what it is that students are doing with computers, particularly 5th and 6th grade students, but also what meanings do they assign. So for example, I went to a school here outside of Bangalore, India, a small village school where they only have a single laptop for the whole school. And what the children told me is that the reason they use the laptop is to learn English. So what they associated with the laptop and computers was English language. 25 kilometers away from this school, in the urban part of Bangalore, the meaning was quite different. The meaning there was we go to the computer lab at our school in order to learn software programming and coding. I went to another school in one of the Bangalore slums, and there the meaning again changed for the computer technology. It was about raising critical awareness about their community and also developing skills for a better life. In England, when I went to one of the primary schools there, the meaning changed again. It was about investigating the world and being able to research even the planets. And when I went to Cuba, again, a different meaning, where the meaning changed to more about solidarity and understanding a unity among the people. Here in East Texas, I'm learning that kids are using computers to create drawings with PowerPoint, and also to keep up with the Dallas Cowboys. These findings shows me that there's several different meanings for technologies, but there are two similarities that I've noticed between all the schools I've visited and the teachers and students I've talked to. And these two similarities can be summarized in two words: play and fear. I'm going to talk about fear first. Fear is the word that teachers most often talk about. And it's usually in two ways. They're either fearful that they don't have enough skills to be able to know how to use a computer in the classroom, or conversely, they talk about it in terms of students not being fearful to use the computer because they might touch the wrong type of keys and break the computer. So fear is one. But play is another word, and this is the one that students talked about the most. Across countries and schools and different cultures and settings and socioeconomic status, play was the one word that came up the most and was most common. And the way that students talked about play wasn't so much about a certain application. In fact, here was the interesting thing, the finding that I noticed. It didn't matter so much the applications they were using to play with. For some students, it was they thought play was when they added some color and different font sizes to a Word document. For some other students, it was about creating an advertisement on PowerPoint. That seemed like play to them. And for others, it was doing virtual world learning games for social studies. So it didn't matter the applications as much as that they were encouraged to play. So as part of my research, what researchers do is try to make sense of all this, and they do it through theories. So I developed this theory called technological play theory. And there's three components that I was able to identify as part of this theory. First, the first part of technological play is curiosity. When curiosity is encouraged by teachers, then kids are more likely to play. And kids are naturally curious about digital tools and about computers. Sugatra Mitra's work, he is a researcher in India, and he recently won the 2013 TED Prize for his research on what he called the hole in the wall. He put a computer outside his, outside his office in a wall, and he just filmed what was going to happen. And soon enough, he noticed that children would come up to the computer and they'd start playing with it. And they actually created a new language to talk about the computer. These were slum children in New Delhi, and they brought their friends over and they taught their friends also how to use the computer. He called that self-organized learning. And that starts with being curious. So curiosity is the first step to technological play. The second part of technological play is about possibilities. Being able to explore the possibilities of a technology. And for my understanding and my research, it is that when teachers encourage students to participate in the possibilities of what is a technology, then that also increases the likelihood that they will begin to play with the computer. And then finally, and we talked a lot about this already, is creativity. And this is where it's most closely aligned with technological play and creativity. And creativity has two components, I noticed. There's an input and an output. First, the input is usually about when teachers say, make sure to use your creativity when you do this assignment. And then the output is often, that was very creative. And for technological play to happen, creativity has to be closely aligned with that. So in my work as a teacher educator now, I want to encourage teachers to move and adults to move from a culture of fear when it comes to technology, and to move to a culture of play where they appreciate the curiosity that's part of play, the possibilities, and also the creativity that goes along with that. And so, to sum it all up, I encourage play on the computer. Thank you for your time.